Look at how nice it was at the ballpark today. I'd be remiss if I didn't start with our spring sports today, which are now in full swing. Our EDC baseball team's getting in on the action tonight. The defending state champion Cheyenne Mustangs in action at home, looking to improve on their perfect start to conference play. Their opponents tonight, the Grand Forks Central Knights. Cheyenne coming into this one with a 2-0 EDC record, but it's Grand Forks Central opening things up. Top of the second, and the Knights have the bases loaded. Actually, before we get that, we have Cheyenne's pitcher starting things off perfectly on the mound. 3 up and 3 down, 3 strikeouts. An ideal start for Cheyenne. Now going into the top of the second inning, the Knights have the bases loaded. Keegan Hensrud chops this one through the gap in left field. 2 Grand Forks Central runners get the green light home. Wyatt Walkenfuss and Braden Breivik touch home plate, giving the Knights a 2-0 lead. Still in the same inning now with Zach Erickson up to bat. Following a pass ball, I should say. The Knights with a 3-0 lead, but they aren't done yet. Chase Colgroves turns the turn to bring a pair of runners in now, driving this one through right center, sneaking it past the second baseman. The Knights finish the second inning with a 5-0 lead, but the resilient Mustangs aren't going anywhere. Cheyenne improving to 3-0 in EDC play with the Knights' 10-7 comeback win. And a tough one for Twins fans tonight. Minnesota falling in their AL Central Series opener against the Chicago White Sox. The Twins rallied to tie things up in the top of the 8th inning, but Chicago walked it off in the bottom of the 10th. Minnesota now falls to 17-13 on the season. Chicago up to 9-21. These two teams meet again in the South Side tomorrow. Couple of big departures today for North Dakota State. We start on the basketball court. Grant Nelson has officially entered the transfer portal. Now, we reported last month that Grant had declared for the NBA draft, and that is true, but he also maintained his college eligibility. This means that now he'll be looking for a new home if he doesn't get drafted. The Detroit Lakes native led North Dakota State in every offensive category last season, as well as being the top rebounder. And a fixture of the Bison wrestling team is also joining a new school. Head coach Roger Kish has left the Bison wrestling team after 12 years as head coach. Kish has helped North Dakota State produce 6 All-American grapplers, including 2 this season alone. We can expect to see Kish again, though. He'll be joining another member of the Big 12 Conference, taking the reins as the head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners. And the United States Hockey League held its annual entry draft today. The Fargo Force grabbing the rights for 8 new junior hockey players. As you can see, there certainly seemed to be a theme in the Fargo scouting this year. All but one of their draft picks is from Minnesota. 6 of those Minnesota picks were forwards, along with 1 defenseman. The lone exception is Winnipeg's Graham Jones. And speaking of Minnesota hockey players, 2 players from Moorhead got picked up today. Current Spud skater Mason Kraft was picked in the 4th round by Sioux Falls, and Brandon Mickelson was grabbed in the 6th round by the Dubuque Fighting Saints, keeping that homegrown talent a little bit closer to home.
We can potentially see them when they come to play the Force.
Or maybe I'll go take a trip down there. You never know.
Road
you never
trips.
know where we'll see them.
Absolutely. Hey, after the break,